So today we're going to be covering something that really has come to the forefront right now, and that is, being mobile. So I know many of you feel you're a mobile agent. You have a cell phone, and that's cool. Maybe you bought an iPad. My goal today is to help you raise your swagger a little bit and truly integrate more and more of the mobile techniques and mobile business practices. Actually sat through a program yesterday myself, all on mobile technology. Some of them are kind of a rehash, but if you're just stepping into that particular land, I'm going to be posting this report. This is from a new group that I'm starting to follow. They're called T3, which, if you are familiar with Stefan Swanepoel and his Real Estate Trends report, Stefan has now started a new group called T3, and they're really immersing in mobile technology. Now, the thing with Stefan, since he is the leader in Real Estate Trends, you're going to see some really leading-edge information coming from this group. And I totally tell you to follow them on Facebook or to visit their website. The part that I find exciting is right in front of you right now, and that is the fact that in this year of 2014, mobile usage, mobile internet usage, so people accessing the internet for whatever they do, movies, real estate information, whatever, accessing it through a mobile device is going to exceed desktop usage. Now, to put that in perspective, think of all the things we do in our offices, or all the offices that are out there that do everything through a desktop. More minutes of internet access are going to be accomplished through a portable mobile device than anything else. My little presentation here today, I'm using a laptop, but it's coming out to you wirelessly, mobilely, in a lot of ways. And as those of you that have been around at some of my other presentations know that we can do this anywhere. So it's just not enough to have a cell phone these days, or maybe receive email by your cell phone. You need to kind of, like I said, develop a swagger. If you watch some of my earlier presentations, you know that we can accomplish everything that we do through a cell phone, whether it's creating a document, sending it off to a buyer or a seller, having them sign off on it, get it back to you, document storage, update your leads and lead router, or InTouch as it's called today, load a document into Homebase. All of these things are available through your phone. If you're like me and have tired old eyes, I use an iPad. It's just bigger. It isn't any better. It's just bigger. And so it's easier for me to do these things. But anything I can do with that iPad, I can do with my iPhone. You can do it with your Android, your whatever tablet you've decided to buy. Came up with a really fun little quote this morning, and I'll have that for you before the end of the presentation. It came through an email, and I got talking here, so I didn't pull it up as my opening slide. But it was from Alice in Wonderland, and she comes to the fork in the road, and the Cheshire Cat's there, and he says, "Where are you going?" She said, "I don't know. Which way should I go?" He said, "Well, where would you like to go?" She said, "I don't know." He said, "Then it doesn't matter." And so I get asked all the time, well, should I have an Android phone, or should I have an iPhone, or must I buy an iPad to do these things? My question is always, well, what would you like to do? If you don't know, it doesn't matter, guys. The platforms are pretty equal. You may find that some things will roll out faster for the iPhone and the iPad simply because they still have the lion's share of users out there. It's the largest online store for buying apps. But today, everything is a mobile device, and it's an app. Even if you live in the desktop world and you're starting to use a Chrome browser, there are apps. And so that's why I started my App of the Week program. I hope you're checking that out, because some of the things like InTouch that we did this week allow you to be super mobile.
Hey, Bob.
So you have 10 minutes of downtime. why not take
okay.
advantage of that and update your leads?
But no.
So you have the ability to do that, and that's why we have these.
It's about an hour. It's 10 to 11.
So I need you to remember that going mobile matters this year more than ever.
All right.
One of the other things from this group that I hope gets your attention is this quote right here from Stefan, and this is from last year's technology report that he put together. Real estate sales, opposed to many other industries and professions, is inherently mobile.
Now, why don't I make my daughter's house?
Some of the apps that we have are incredibly mobile. We know that people are using them every day. Zillow, for example, powerful ad they're running this morning. So if you follow them at all, you get some people muted here. Please be aware I have your phones open for questions. So the noise in the background, if you just keep that to a minimum for me or mute yourself, that would be simple. So I want you to think that the world is looking at our industry. We're incredibly mobile. The buyers are incredibly mobile. Apps allow you to pull up in front of a house, bring it up. I can take a picture of that home, and all of the information regarding that home is going to flow to my phone. So if it's active on a multi-list, that's going to pop up. The pictures are going to pop up. What they're calling augmented reality is going to become the reality this year for us. It's already out there in a couple apps. They don't have a lot of adoption because they're building the background to bring more information in. But the time will come where not only do you pull up in front of the house and see the house and see the rider and maybe text in for information, but there's an app right now that you can take a picture. It will match that picture of the front of that home with anything that's active in the market. It'll bring in tax information. It will bring in active listing information from all the major portals. So as long as there's a match, your buyer can sit out front and in a minute be looking at all the active properties. If you've added a video tour or something, it will all link into that. So this isn't the year to get email on your phone. I always want you to be aware of what the consumers can do, because if they can do it, that's our opportunity to catch them, to convert that lead. So you've got to be there when that data pops up. Maybe you want a video or a virtual tour, and we're going to cover all those kind of things. We've covered them all piecemeal, but we're going to hit you right between the eyes with a bunch of them today. So the idea, once again, everyone's looking at our business. They're all trying to capture our buyers. We know that already. They're doing a great job of that. They're doing a good job of converting them and selling them back to you, because we aren't there first. It's time to get in the mix so at least they can say, do I want to work through Zillow? Do I want to wait for an agent to call me, or do I just want to click on this and I like Matt's video and I want to talk to Matt about this property? And that's the battle that we're into right now, and it's occurring online. So through the report I'm going to be sending to you, they're covering a number of the mobile platforms that work the best. I worked with an agent yesterday and their assistant that has just returned to our company. And one of the things that it was fun for me was their enthusiasm over Homebase, because it is super mobile. Right now I can receive a document. Let's say I'm using the whole platform. So I've created my contract in zip forms. I've sent it out to a buyer through DocuSign. It comes back to me signed. I haven't touched a piece of paper. I might have done everything from my phone, or certainly from me, my iPad. I've received that back. It's executed. We're done. We sent it to all the parties, came back DocuSign. I just have to send it to Hershey, PA at myerahomebase.com, and it's all ready for the ladies to roll right into our Homebase system. Now, I can do that between showings. I can do that from the open house. I can do it from my open house at the new model where I'm sitting, where we seem to lose a lot of time. And you've just made this complete circle on a transaction going totally mobile. And the one thing I will guarantee you all day long, your consumers want to do business this way. I pitch this that it's efficient for you and will save you time as an agent. Guess who else you're saving time? the buyer and seller. They don't want to meet with you and spend their evening. We're all nice. We get together and we're all nice and we're pleasant. We talk about a lot of things. And we spend 45 minutes on average at an appointment to get a 10-second signature. But you got to catch them between picking up the kids, doing the sporting event, getting everybody fed, ready for bed, all these things. Everybody's day has gotten longer. It's a late night for you when you could be doing other things, but you take a 10-second signature and you turn it into a 2-hour event. Especially here in Waynesboro, I can't imagine any of your appointments are like 5 minutes away. I would imagine they're all like 10, 20, 25-minute drive one way. You start adding up that time, and you had to negotiate that time with the owner. You had to do all these things. We had an agent in Camp Hill send a contract out, DocuSign, had it back in under 4 minutes. She couldn't have walked to her car in that period of time. She couldn't have set up that appointment in that 4 minutes. She sent it out and came back. She was stunned. She's a DocuSign believer. So this mobile platform, the buyer and sellers are not the problem. It's us.
Morning.
So it's time to embrace some of these things and use them. You can do a couple of things. You can save time. So I don't know what you would do if you found extra time in your day. You can do another deal. You can hang out with your family. You can sit around in your bunny slippers with your feet up and do whatever you do in your house. We all took snow days. I was commenting, I had one agent that texted me and asked me for the address where these WebExes are archived because she was going to access those and spend her snow day on Tuesday just catching up on some technology. The beautiful thing is you can do that all through your phone or whatever device you use or your desktop and catch up on this stuff, because the reason that I'm putting it online is for moments like that. And that's a lady that has made a quantum leap in a very short time, going from a cell phone to adding text to now doing contracts, DocuSign, and everything mobily. And if it does nothing but make you more efficient, great. But I believe it sets you apart from a lot of the other agents out there that are walking in with a stack of paper. If you walk in with a digital presentation, if you're doing things through DocuSign, if you're doing them through email, you're saving them time too. And that is the top commodity right now, more than anything we have. It always has been. But everybody is time stressed. Why not take advantage of these things, save yourself some time, and also make friends with your customers, because it's what they want you to do. So we've got a couple tools here. I'm not going to go into depth with them today. This is more of the 3-mile view of how to be more mobile. But in the report that I'll be forwarding, quite simply, they're covering 3 of the top apps out there or storage things. Everybody has heard me talk about Dropbox. Dropbox is a great tool. It's a virtual network storage place for you. But the great thing is I can store everything there. I can share it with a customer. So if I've got one folder or one document that I want them to have, I can share that with them. They don't get to see everything in the Dropbox unless I share the whole Dropbox with them. They can put things back in there for me. We can collaborate online. Now, the documents that are there are just documents. You can't go into it and change that document. You've got to download it, edit it, and reload it. Now you've edited it, and you can share that with people within that box. So that's one of the big defining moments is Dropbox, what you want to use. Maybe you want to look at Google Drive. Google Drive allows you to store all these documents, again, a virtual storage space. By the way, these things are all free. My favorite word. Google Drive allows you to store them online, but you can collaborate more within Google Drive. Somebody can reach in and change that document, and that document is uploaded or is updated and changed right there. You'll be notified of the changes. You're seeing the current document. This is built for team collaboration. Now here's the warning that goes with this one. Not the most secure platform out there. So you may get some marketing thrown at you too because it's Google. It's attached to all their Google Docs programs, so if you are doing Word or Excel, very compatible, allows your team to collaborate there. But according to NAR, it is not the most secure platform. It's actually low on the list. Dropbox is number 2. Box.net would be number 1, or Homebase would be number 1. They're highly secure locations, fully encrypted, and very safe because we've got consumer data that we're sharing and saving. So I'm not a real advocate of Google Docs from a security standpoint, but for a number of purposes, maybe you're dealing with marketing and you want to share some information back and forth or collaborate on a piece. Great place. Or you're working within your team. Great place to do it. Probably the leader for collaborating and, just like it says here, remembering everything would be Evernote. Any Evernote users here? I've got my little audience. You do Evernote? Evernote is a very cool program. Now, all of these programs, there's an app for your phone, there's an app for your tablet, there's a desktop app, and just like Dropbox, I've got my Dropbox icon right here, so I can easily put things into a folder on my desktop. It goes to Dropbox. It's now available across all my devices. That would be the same thing that's true about Google Docs. Same thing true about Evernote. It pops up everywhere. So if I edit it from my phone, it's available everywhere. If I edit it from my desktop, it's available everywhere. I use Evernote rather lightly, although it is the most important thing that I save because it has my entire list of websites, logins, and passwords. And it's pages long because of all the junk I play with. But when I'm stuck, or if I edit something or make a change, it's updated everywhere. It's with me all the time. I only got stumped with it one time, and that was the day I lost my Evernote password and had to fight my way back to Evernote. So just be careful if you're using it that way, but it's my fault, and it saves everything. Okay, somebody out there needs to mute their phone, please. You got bleeding over on me. Go through and take care of that real quick.
To unmute your line, press *6 or #6.
Okay, that should be much better. So these are your mobile platforms that allow you to save a lot of information. Once again, it sounds kind of like Homebase. Homebase has all this functionality where you can save things, you can invite parties in, they can leave messages, you can share back and forth. So don't underestimate the power of your Homebase program. And in a week, we're going to be rolling out, we're being trained on an upgrade to Homebase right now that's going to add some of this functionality. And I'm pretty excited about it because if I have one less place to go and one less login to remember, I'm all for it. So this will give you the breakdown across these 3 platforms of what's good, bad, and otherwise, what your limitations are. Again, they are all free, and so you've got some storage limitations that you'll have to deal with. There's also ways to buy into additional storage if you need to, and there's ways to earn additional storage, like Dropbox. I've earned 2.5 gigs of additional storage for free, simply because I shared a document with a customer. In order for them to log in, they are offered the opportunity to create an account, which becomes a referral for me, which gains me a .5 gig of free storage. So this is kind of one of those cool products that as you use it, you can earn comps, which I love things with comps, regardless of what they are. So like I said, I'm going to be posting this, but the important thing is to get started. Pick one and start playing with this. It's January. We're all setting our goals for the year. I know I did a goal setting session, and I hope you've embraced a little technology and that you're adding something in. Well, add in some of the mobile stuff. We all have the access through the gateway. Just to give you a quick glimpse, this is my Dropbox. So I've got folders in there for practically all of my listings. So if someone stops me on the street, has a question about a property, I can bring up all this information. I've got aerial photos, I've got brochures, whatever I have. The great thing is, all I need is your email address, and I can send you my brochure right from my phone. I don't have to run back to the office. I don't need a note. I don't need to remember anything. I have access to all this stuff right at my fingertips. Now, this is formatted for printing, so it's a front and a back. But I've got my brochure created and stored online, and I have it with me at all times. So all I really need from you is your email address, and I can share it with you on the spot. Now, people think this is cool. It allows me to save time, but they have the information they want right now. And if they're into paper and they want to go home and print it, live it up. If you come to my car, I probably have one of these. But the beautiful thing is, we're talking, Matt, give me your email address, I'll send that to you right now. And the looks you get back are pretty cool, because they're not ready for that response, because guess what? Nobody's doing this stuff. So my listing presentation, I have a folder in here for my listing presentation. I'm building one right now for a property. I have my photos. I've got tax information. I've got my whole sales printout. This is the report I couldn't print yesterday. This is 51 pages of listing information and all the additional photos. Have them at my fingertips. They're not wrinkled. They're not a mess. They're not anything. But I've got 51 pages of information I can scroll through on my mobile device and show you on the spot. And with your email address, I'll send it to you. If you need a copy, everyone that knows that sits in any class with me knows one thing. I've got control issues. If I hand you that paperwork, I've lost control of this appointment. So we're going to review it on my iPad. I'm going to show you the things that I think you need to see. If you'd like a copy, I'll email it to you. If you want to read every one of 51 pages or see every photo, great. I have it. We'll do it. But God bless you. But for the most part, I'm going to give it to you when I'm ready. And I like the control that I can carry into an appointment. I have access to every form. I have everything that you can imagine. I've even taken it to the point when I show properties. I may not have a copy here today. Yeah, I do. I'm going to show a property. We print out all these disclosures. Now, I'm green certified, so I have an issue with paper. So we print out all these disclosures. People walk in the house, no, this isn't it. We've got 8, 10, 11 pages that we printed out that are just a total waste. Well, rather than print it, why not throw it into Dropbox? And so I'm showing the house to you, and this was a Fifth Avenue property. If it starts to look interesting, well, there we go. I've got the full disclosure. We can review it. I can forward it to you. We can go print it. We can do whatever we want, but on the spot we can review it and not have all that paper waste and lost time. And the other thing is, look how prepared you look. Anybody can hit print. But if you take the extra step, and it's not actually an extra step, you hit save instead of print, and it goes into here automatically for me. You look so cool to a customer or a consumer, and if your consumer is my son's girlfriend, the greenest person on the planet, you will make points. If you hand her 8 pages of paper, or if she sees a back seat full of printouts that you don't have a need for, you don't get that customer. So think in terms, it's not all about you. It's about being efficient. It's being a lot of things. But I'm setting myself up to look good to a consumer. And that's the bottom line for me. I already know this stuff. I can look it up. I can find it out. But if I want an answer on the spot, and I demonstrate I'm not prepared to answer your questions because I've already got that disclosure waiting in Dropbox, and I always preface it, I'm a green certified agent. I hate paper. So I've saved it online. I'll bring it up here and take a second. They love that. And that may set you apart from everybody else that came in with this stack of stuff And then guess what? They didn't have the answer. They didn't have the right thing, and now they don't have it at all. Well, we'll just bring it up, and we'll get that answer right now. Home was just listed across the street. Great. Let's bring it up and find it on one of the apps. There's a number of ways to leverage this, but it's time to walk the walk, guys, and be mobile, not just, texting an email on my phone. We're talking about everything. My goal 2 years ago was to eliminate all my devices and get down to one. I'm close. I have two, one that I can read and one that I can work my way through. But in either case, and all your national presentations are going this way. Do you carry a phone do you carry a camera any longer? Many people are taking pictures with their cell phone. I'm doing a fun little class, Video to Go. How to create videos, take all your photography, and do it with your cell phone, and not just have pictures, have great pictures. Have great videos, have fun stuff. And you do it on the spot, and I can send it right to Dropbox or send it right to my admin, and guess what? She has all my pictures. And she's ready to upload it. So when I email her the information sheet for the multi-list, and I email her the executing contracts, we're done. I'm still sitting in my bunny slippers having cocoa in the morning, and I'm getting all this work done. The last 2 days, all I could picture was all the lost productivity because most people I reached out to weren't around. I do have an illness. I do work a lot. So this enables me to do that. But at the end of the day, it's all about productivity right now. We're just, I don't know about you, but I'm psyched for this year to get out and do some business because this business is waking up. And the energy out there that I'm seeing between agents in all corners of our company, the buyers, the builders that I'm meeting with, because we're getting some appointments from builders. After our new home class, I've got people out there that are talking the talk on new construction. And we're winning their business on goofy stuff like we'll do a video. We got postponed yesterday. We had 2 hours set aside to do videos with a builder where he's going to explain his product and his process. It's a branding episode for him, but it won us the business. It won us to the point that we walked in there knowing we were going after 3 lots, and we walked out with 6. Because he said, by the way, I have this other one, and this other one, and this other one. Now, 6 lots are kind of fun, but we're selling them as build packages, and they're $1 million average build packages. So we just did potentially $6 million worth of listings on 6 custom homes. He has one going up right now at 1.2 to 1.3 that we're going to use to stage all of our stuff. And we're going to do it all with an iPhone, which absolutely blew him away. And the cool part, as we spoke about different things that we would do, the builder's remark to me was, that improves my Google search. And it does. And that was the end game. Because when people search for a custom home in Hershey, we want him to be at the top of the list. And we're going to do it without spending any money. And that's the platform that I pitched to him. And we ended up with double the listings out of maybe a 30-minute appointment. Because he got it. The consumers get this stuff, guys. You need to be able to sell it. So this is the whole ball of being mobile. It's time to get started. It's time to look at the pieces, go to the gateway, try it with your phone, find the InTouch app, find the app that works for your multi-list. MRS has a pretty cool app, mobile app. If you're not using it, I'd recommend that you learn it. If you're not in MRIS, I'd look at the Realtor.com app. I just covered that 2 weeks ago. That was the day I learned about the MRIS app. Because I got a phone call, why are you doing this? We have a separate app. I will be doing the MRIS app very shortly as one of my weekly apps. I have lists. But take advantage of these things. Agents are asking me, should I build an app for myself? Well, that could be a good thing, but what's it going to do? How are you going to promote it? Why would anybody ever use it? If you're going to invest the time and effort to do that, I'm not too, and probably money, I'm not sure that would be at the top of my list if all you're doing is getting email. If you don't know how to do a search in Realtor.com, I tell you not to bother building an app, because it'll be like Alice in Wonderland. You're going to get there and they're going to say, well, you wanted to do this or that. You won't know because you haven't played with them. So you need to know what the competition is doing so you're better at it. So why not just use their apps? They've got millions of dollars. I don't know about you. I don't. I'm not willing to do that. But let's use their app, brand it, and go have a great day and move on with this stuff. But get started with something. Get started with a basic program. Try Dropbox. Try texting. Try sending a document as an attachment, whatever your level is. And make 2014 your year that you really embrace mobile, because guess what? The consumers have, and this is your, they are your competition. We're looking over the hill and wondering what the big three, ZTR, Zillow, Truly, and Realtor.com are going to do to capture our clients this year. Let's ask the question, what are you going to do to retain them? Because everybody wants a piece of this business, and they're building an app to go after them, and then they spend a lot of time and money, like Zillow this morning, beautiful app, and all they're doing is talking about find your dream home, use our Zillow app. Do you know the number one thing a consumer wants when they're ready to buy a property from you? Help them find the perfect home. Number one right now in the current survey. Be that guy. Zillow is trying to be that guy. Zillow will sell you that lead, or they'll sell you the zip code and let you capture the leads or compete for them. If you don't like that strategy, then get in the mix and make sure people are finding you when they find your listings or when they find your town or whatever it is. I'm a huge Facebook and social media fan. I'm driving into town here today. I like Waynesboro. You guys are in the mountains. It's snowy. It's beautiful. You have such a beautiful park that I just passed on the way in here. Anybody ever just stop and take a picture of that in the snow and say, what a great place. I love living in Waynesboro. Do you know what Google likes? Google likes pictures. Google likes pictures with a caption. I love living in Waynesboro. Here's what's the name of the park? So you all know the park. Anybody go by and just think, what a beautiful little park. Somebody might say, I would live there. I want to live near that park. Zillow can't do that. Zillow doesn't have somebody in Waynesboro taking pictures of the park in the snow, or the fact that the Appalachian Trail crosses the road, 2 miles out of town, or that you have that awesome barbecue place right down there. We're selling lifestyle, guys. This is your advantage to outsell the Zillows and everybody else. Give them the lifestyle edge. That will make Google notice you, and you will beat the big three and everybody else that comes after your buyers, and they'll want to deal with you because guess what? You know the local area. So we've got a lot of apps and a lot of sites that we can talk about, many places to put these pictures. But at the end of the day, start with something. Figure out how to use some of these tools, use them to your advantage, and we're going to be leveraging this stuff all year long. As long as I'm around doing this, you're going to hear this over and over because I'm absolutely committed to it. And if my man Stefan is saying this is the year where mobile takes over, then get in the mix, guys. This is the year because they're watching videos, they're consuming videos more than anything online. Do you have a video program? Do you have a video resume? Do you have a video of anything around your town? Look at the chart. This is the year to do it. And you're still ahead of everybody else because very few people are tackling these things. So I'm going to get off my soapbox for the moment. I hope this is helpful to you. At least I'm trying to knock you off the fence with this stuff because you're all sitting up there wondering, well, who's going to do this and when? You. It's time to take control of your business. You saw in my invitation to this webinar today, this little quote that's right here. It's finally here, 2014. What's special about it? It's the year the mobile revolution officially arrives. With the rise of mobile coupled with a client population that's becoming increasingly digitally savvy, It's never been more important to have a firm understanding what it means to be digital and make it a major part of your business. Time to get with it, guys. Thanks, everybody. I've got a glazed look here in the room. I can only imagine the rest of you out there might be a little glazed over. I did get a little carried away with myself, but it's my platform, so I get to do that. But join me for any of this stuff. We're going to have some fun here in Waynesboro and look at some MRIS stuff and whatever else. I will be coming to your office. We will be doing this live every Thursday at 10 a.m. I will be somewhere. I do work with feedback, so just drop me a line. Anybody here in the room have a question on any of this that might be good for our audience? Anybody going to try something new? Say yes. There we go. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And I'll be looking for you next week. Next Thursday, we'll be on to another session, a new location, going totally mobile with my bag of tricks. John Tice from the Education Department. See you next time. And thanks.